To continue on positions, first position, what do you like about it? Why do you use it?
Well, first let me tell you a little story
All right.
about positions.
Okay.
In Chicago, I was aware of first, second, and third position, and everybody knew about those, and you heard them, people using those positions, and I thought that was it. I never thought about it any further than that. One night, this is back at Rose and Kelly's Blue Lounge again, and Shaky Horton decides to sit in, and he takes a D harp and a C harp, and he puts them back to back like this. And I see he's got these two harps and he's playing with holding the microphone. And I recognize, second position. He's playing all this stuff. And then he, with a flourish, turns them over, and then starts playing this other stuff that I thought, what's that? That doesn't, because your ear becomes familiar where you can tell what position somebody's playing. This didn't sound like anything I'd ever heard before. It didn't ring a bell. So I got over next to him when he got through, and I said, what's that other harp you got? And he showed me it was a C.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you're playing in the key of A on a C? And he said, yeah. And I thought, wow, fourth position. I didn't even know there was a fourth position.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was amazing. And about a week later, I saw little Walter in front of the I Spy Lounge on 63rd Street. And we're out on the sidewalk talking. I said, hey, Walter, I saw Shaky playing in the key of A on a C harmonica. I never heard of such a thing. And Walter just says, oh, that ain't nothing. You can play an E on a C harp too. You can play E on a C harp. Fifth position. Wow. So this got me to thinking, if you can find any octave, there's got to be a run between those two notes that is some kind of a run, it might be limited or not, but that you'd be playing in that key.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah. If you use that note as your tone center and work out see what works and what don't work, and just use the ones that work, you're in that key.
Mm-hmm.
So that opened it all up to me about positions. And I remember from time to time when I would play in fourth or fifth, I would get some kind of stuff. Well, it's not traditional. That's not what the Chicago guys did. Well, just because they didn't record that way, or you don't never heard it on a record from Chicago, don't mean they didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And they certainly did, because that's where I learned it.
Yeah.
And that's where they opened up my eyes to, you can take it far. Well, we know now today you can play in 12 positions.
Uh-huh.
I can't, and don't intend to spend the time to do it, but I love knowing it's there. Mm-hmm. And even if you can't play in all those positions, I think somehow it helps you with a better mental image of the harp to at least know about it. It helps you with what you already know. The melody, for some positions, just seems to lay there right. And you find what position fits the melody the best. Like if there's a note that you want to really hold and put some feeling in, and it needs to be a draw note, maybe it's not a draw note in that other position. So you need to have third or fifth to play that.
To make it work.
Where maybe it's a blow note on the other position where, okay, you're playing the note, but it doesn't have that same attack or feel that it would if you change positions.
Mm. The book, The Harmonic According to Charlie Musselwhite, I'd have to do a little more research, but I've been writing books for over 20 years now. I believe that was the first book ever to show all the different positions that could be played on diatonic harmonica. And just any thoughts about those early years of education and writing the book? That's my thing. So I'm always interested in kind of talking to someone who I know you don't necessarily have a student body and that type of stuff, but you're obviously interested in the instrument, and you're talking with us, and you wrote that book. And there was another book you wrote with Phil Duncan, and that actually was the reason why I sent my first book, Building Harmonica Technique, so many years ago to Mel Bay, because I saw Charlie Musselwhite sitting on the stool, and I'm thinking, oh, I want to be with the same publishing company that Charlie Musselwhite was with, you know.
Well, welcome to the club.
Well, thank you. But so yeah.
Well, back to when I was looking for old blues records in junk stores, I would also pick up any music book. You know, they were like a nickel or a dime or something. I thought maybe I might find something, learn something. And I started learning a little bit about theory. I learned about the circle of fifths, and I learned how that applies to the positions, and that opened up my thinking about music. You know, I never had a music teacher or went to a music school or nothing. I kind of just taught myself from just reading, and I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
There's no end to learning. So what I learned there is what applied to me putting that book together from what I just had taught myself.
That's great. Well,
Yeah.
I often talk to people and say, what are you doing for the harmonica community? You know, we take and we promote ourselves and do things like that, but a book like that's a great example of giving back to the community and helping it to grow.
Well, I know that there's guys that want to keep it to themselves and not, you know, like Earl Hooker was an example. If he thought somebody was out in the audience that was a good guitar player, or he would say, always play dummy guitar when somebody, that's the term he used, play dummy guitar. Or he'd turn his back because he didn't want people stealing his riffs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I always felt like even if you can't lose anything, because you're always going to be who you are and play how you play, and your music's always going to sound like you. So why not share what you know with other people? Then they can add to what they know and play like themselves, and it feels good to show people how to play better, or explain something to them.
Yeah, that's a great spirit.
Yeah, why not? We're all out here together. Let's have a good time.
All right.
We're all in the boat together. I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you.